Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I'm here with an updated diamond painting pen collection or stash video. I have been doing some updated stash videos here on my channel. I recently did one where I showed you all of the diamond painting trays that I have in my collection, and by popular demand, I am going to be sharing my pen collection next. I do like to give just a very small disclaimer here. I have been diamond painting for over 4 years, and I do just really enjoy collecting gorgeous things like coordinating accessories. And along with that, I do also enjoy supporting small shops in our community and having matching accessories for my kits. So, and also testing out various different small shops for you guys. So you'll see a really wide variety of pen shops featured here today, and a lot of them you may recognize from past small shop hauls that I have done. But a little suggestion that I have here on my channel that you guys are always so kind to abide by is just the idea of we don't stash shame here. We all love what we love, and I'm excited to share what I have with you today. So I often get asked the question how I store various accessories that I have in my diamond painting accessories, collection. And for pens, I am going to be totally frank with you. I don't have an elegant way of storing my pens, in large part because I need something that is hyper efficient because I have a large volume of pens to store. This kind of came about by accident. I was traveling with some pens to visit a friend once and used these art bin super satchel compartments. I got these from Joann's, I believe. And they're in inches, 15 by 14, in terms of like square, and then 3.5 inches tall. I don't know what that translates to in centimeters, but and then I realized, oh, this actually works okay as far as storing my pens go, like even outside of just travel. So yeah, they're in these, so they're protected. And then I know it's not very elegant. There are some really beautiful pen collection like display options that are out there, but for the number that I have, that it just is not practical, especially because I do live in a small space. So I literally have these bagged roughly by the shop that they came from, just to kind of keep them organized. And before this video, I did go through and make sure everything was organized. I spent a lot of time looking into and making sure that I have all of the pen shops as correct as I can. And if you are interested, I'm going to do my best to have all of the pen shops that I mentioned here in this video linked in the description box below. Some of them have closed, but a lot of them are still open and active, and totally go and check them out. So I'm going to share these with you in groups of, the same pen turner or pen shop, but they're going to be in no particular order. I don't know how many diamond painting pens that I own. Hey you guys, so I'm actually future Katie hopping back to insert a blip because I realized at this point that I'd forgotten to do what I intended to do at the beginning of this video, which was to guess how many diamond painting pens I have. And so I have not been keeping count. I have no idea. Still at this point, we have a lot to go, but I think I'm going to say that my guess is, I think 150, 160. We'll go with 160. And so when we get to the end of the video, we'll count them all. We'll see how many I actually have and how close or far off that estimate was. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled video. With that being said, I'm going to just shift these out of the way so I have some space, because I'm going to try to lay all the pens out as we go so that we just have a really pretty display in the background as much as I can fit. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, so the first shop I'm going to start with is called Black Wolf Woodworks, and I have been buying from the shop nearly since I started diamond painting, and they've remained to this day one of my favorite diamond painting pen shops. I think they make really beautiful pens. They primarily sell through Etsy, though you will see them post updates on Facebook often. And this turner posts a lot of different pen turning styles. I might have to go kind of two at a time so that we're not here all day, but I love just sort of the color concepts that he comes up with. And yeah, he's been, the owner is James Clevenger, and he's been someone that I have bought from his shop since, yeah, about 4 years now. It's interesting. He'll take some suggestions as far as different like colorways go. Oh, this one was like a Harry Potter inspired pen. It's like wood burned. This kind of pink and purple one. I recommend that you are following their Facebook page. That's, I feel like, the best way to stay up to date with when drops will be happening and when he's, working on turning new pen blocks. And how many pens do I own from him? This is one of the first ones that I bought from him, I believe. So you can see it works with like a lot of glitters. I like the hybrids for sure. Has some pinks. You may notice some recurring themes as far as kind of, styles and color schemes in this video. But I do try to branch out. You'll often hear me say in small shop hauls, oh, I got this pen because I have nothing like it in my stash. This is one of my favorite pens in my collection, actually. I adore this pen. The colors in it are just absolutely beautiful. So those are all my Black Wolf Woodworks pens. The next shop I have to share with you is Enabler's Outpost, and they have been around for a while as well. And they do pen drops on Saturdays and have different kind of thicknesses of pens. So if you are someone that prefers like a thicker pen, like this is actually a thicker turned pen. I gravitate towards more of like kind of a medium to thin turning personally, but I have tried out some thicker pens just as part of my channel and just to see. But I know this is often a question I get asked is how, to figure out what kind of pens work best for you. And honestly, a lot of it is going to be trial and error. But I like that Enabler's Outpost offers multiple, turning styles and thicknesses. So it's worth kind of trying both and seeing what you like best. But yeah, especially if you have like arthritis or other kind of hand discomfort, sometimes a thicker hand-turned pen can really be the way to go. So those are my Enabler's Outpost pens. I absolutely adore those. Speaking of a difference between, thick and thin turned pens, these two pens are from Turning a Dream on Etsy. And this is definitely one of their thicker turned pens. They list in the description box what the thickness of the pens are, and this is one of their thinner ones. And different, pen turning styles also will make a difference as far as what feels really comfortable in your hand. This is another shop that offers kind of a variety of thicknesses. This is Bistro Blanks, and they do a lot of really fun kind of themed pens. These are thick. These are some of the thickest pens that I have in my collection that I feel like I've really seen in the diamond painting world as well. But they do also have these thin ones. You could tell I really was going for, it's kind of autumn themed. Very cute. And then I have these two pens are from Van Lathe Works. They have kind of a similar turning style here, you can see. Don't mind my cats in the background there. I need to check and see. I'm not sure if they're still, I don't know if they're still around. I'll have to check and see. And these were pens from a newer to me shop that I believe they're located in the Philippines. V-Pen Elite group on Facebook, and one of these was a pen from a viewer, and they have these really beautiful inserts in them. Just really gorgeous. And again, a variety of, there's a thicker and a thinner one. And then these two pens are from Lucky's Resin Works, and this was a gift from my friend Emma. I love kind of the opal inlay, that's really pretty. And then there's this one that's kind of like made me think of funfetti, like funfetti icing. And again, I just feel like as we go, you'll see just the most unique kind of varieties of turnings. And then these are from, ooh, I don't think the shop is still open. Is it Bella's Diamond Painting Pens on Facebook? I don't know that the shop is still open. Those are really thin pen options. Okay. Now these pens are from a shop called Norse Alchemist, and I believe they have their own website as well as their own Etsy shop. And they have a lot of variety in terms of the different pen turning shapes you can end up with. And I think they make their own blanks in-house. I've had some that I've gotten that I've really loved how they've turned out, and I've had a couple that I haven't been as crazy about. It's kind of a mix, but they make a beautiful diamond painting pen. And they are located outside of the US if you're a US resident. This is a really thick one, and this one almost feels like I don't know if they use something on it that the finish feels a tiny bit tacky to me, but it's only the case with this pen. I have not run into this issue with any of my other Norse Alchemist pens, and I actually had to go back and confirm, like, yes, this is a Norse Alchemist pen. So, because it is like very different from like most of their pens are kind of this shape and, you know, style and thickness, and this is just very different. I think this might have been one of the first pens I got from them. But yeah, I've had a couple of pens that I feel like haven't necessarily aged super well, and I'll point those out as we get to them. This is a really pretty one. This is actually one that this is an example of one I was kind of bummed how it turned out. I know there's no tips in it. I haven't used it. But the blank itself was really pretty. Had like this pretty like kind of pastel rainbow feathers at the one end. And then these really pretty like stars and blue mesh there. But then once it was turned, it's just got this like this awkward, I don't know, I love asymmetrical pieces, but this just doesn't work for me, unfortunately. And so this will probably go into my eventual destash pile or giveaway pile. There's this one that's made me think of Loki very much. Now, next up, I actually have a batch of pens that it's, you know, maybe a dozen, 2 dozen pens. I only have the one pen from this particular shop. Now, don't take this as a reflection of like, oh, I didn't like the shop, that's why I only have one pen. In a lot of cases, it's something that I just have only tried out the shop the one time, and or sometimes the pens are just so hard to come by that I haven't had the chance to get more than one. A good example of that is actually this is from Flower Girl Blanks. And it is definitely like a thicker, heftier pen. It's actually quite heavy. This is beautiful. I got this a couple of years ago, but her pens tend to sell out really quickly. She actually was, I think, one of the first people that did these blanks with flowers in them. But this is gorgeous, and I don't tend to reach for it because it is so thick, but I won't give it up because it's such an absolutely stunning piece in my collection. I love it. And I don't know if she's still selling like turned pens or if she just does the blanks now. This one's from Pretty Baby Pens. This one is a little bit tacky as well, and I was trying to figure out earlier if it was something in the finish or if it was another pen that was in the bag with it. I think this one is okay, but I thought this was really pretty. I think that they sent this to me, actually, to share on my channel. 95% of the pens you're seeing here, I did purchase myself, just so you know. This is Monarch Designs YEG. They're located in Canada. Pretty like floral hybrid. And then this was a gift from a viewer, and the blank is from Norse Alchemist, but it was turned by Diamond Pens with a Z at the end. Absolutely beautiful pen. I love the turning on this. It's gorgeous. And then this is a recent purchase. This is from Yuzo Momo Crafts. It is also a thicker pen. Again, a lot of it, you just kind of have to try it out and figure out what feels comfortable in your hand, what kind of shape feels like it fits the way that you want to hold a diamond painting pen. This is from Triple Crafts. Actually, I'm not sure if this store is still around. I think they might be. It's a pretty peachy pen. This was a gift from my friend Laura at Anxiety Art Adventures, who has an impressive pen collection as well. This was, I believe, from Blue Dragon. Not sure if they're around either. This is a very recent purchase. This is from Crafted Makes, and you get to pick the blank and the turning style. Love all the florals in it, and there's lots of glitz and sparkle in it as well. This pen is from Custom Pens by Cheryl on Etsy, and I basically gave her an idea for things that I wanted, which was kind of an asymmetrical hybrid and then kind of some rose gold with some glitter. And boy, did she deliver. I love this pen. I haven't used it in a while. I need to have an excuse to bring it back out. This pen is from Hook and Lathe, and it has a little bit more texture to it that I don't mind. You can almost feel a little bit of the glitter texture to it. And it is like kind of a bigger pen, but it's still, you know, pretty comfortable. I like the shop a lot. I need to keep an eye out and maybe purchase from them again soon. This one, Artsy Twin Studio is the name of the shop. I don't know that they're still around. This is just, I think this was kind of like a handcrafted clay pen. It's just so pretty. I don't tend to reach for it because it is very skinny, but it's still, you know, it is there. And it's really pretty. This one I almost didn't include in my collection because I literally I never reached for this. I think this was in one of the Diamond Art Clip Advent boxes. And it's a really skinny green pen, super, super skinny. If you really like the basic pens that come with your toolkit and you just want something that's like a slight upgrade, I mean, this would probably do the trick, and I think that they sell some pens kind of like this just in their shop. But I don't tend to reach for it because it is so skinny. This was a recent purchase. This is from Candylicious on Facebook. Love the pastels and sparkles. This is from Kevin's Creations, and I got this during the Halloween season a couple years ago. I just thought that was so fun. And then this is from Weedbrook, which I don't believe they're still open, but just really beautiful carving in there. And then the end is a straightener. And then this is from Donna Bass Pens. There's some pretty like rhinestones and glitters on there. Some of the rhinestones did fall off, unfortunately. But I still think the confetti on the inside is really pretty. So that I think is it as far as my singles go. Let me go ahead and grab my next batch. So next up I have a few pens from Madwood Turning. And I really love these. They're like little works of art. This has a little fox in the middle. And they're located in Slovenia, I believe. And she does really, really pretty pens. And I believe she takes custom orders. The price point is a little high after shipping, but they're really pretty pens. There's something about the wood itself that I like the texture of it. This was a custom order. I wanted a dragon. I wanted kind of gold metallics. I love how that turned out. I actually have another kit that's on the way, or it may have just arrived from her that also has a dragon in it. I'm excited to share with you in an upcoming small shop haul. And this one, I loved all the little details in it. The glare of the overhead light is, there you go. It's so delicate and so pretty. And then I have several pens here from Diamond Pen Pal. And this is a shop that I bought from early on as well. And they were the company that kind of originated the idea of a roll stop pen, which is where, if you take a look here, you can see that the bottom here is flat. The idea is that, especially if you work on a tilted surface, the fact that the bottom of it is flat is going to stop it from rolling away if you set your pen down. You can also order pens without the roll stop, though. Are these funny? I thought like mermaid scales or dragon scales. Really, really cute. And they also, this is an example, these actually both are examples of a piece where they have gotten both the artist permission and Diamond Art Clip's permission to create pens that are designed to go with specific artworks. The Diamond Art Club has done his diamond paintings. This was a Dakota Deitweiler, and this was a Margaret Morales Satura, I believe. So love those. I'll use those not just with those paintings. And then these are some of the first pens I bought from them, and you can see, I meant to mention it when I saw, there are a couple of pens earlier from another shop, but I have found, unfortunately, that often the pens that have the clear resin in them, they are yellowing a little bit over time. This is, I think, just kind of an inherent issue with resin, clear resin, because I'm seeing it. You can really see it with this pen as well. This is a lava pen. It has yellowed a bit. It's really pretty, though. The lava is. And I don't expose my pens to the sun whatsoever. They stay, completely away from the sun and tucked away in that box. But yeah, some of these pens I've had for almost 4 years. And so I think that's probably where that comes from. But there's some that I still will really love, especially like that white one. Love it. Okay, so that was all Diamond Pen Pal. This next batch is going to be from a shop called C'est Plus Beau à Tours. They're located in France. And I went through a phase where I was buying a lot of these pens. This is actual cinnamon. If you smell it, you can absolutely smell the cinnamon. It's actually quite refreshing. They are, however, more fragile pens. If you drop them, they really like to break along that stretch of where there is cinnamon. It's kind of a weak spot, which is unfortunate. So you just kind of got to baby them. And then I like this kind of mesh that they use. It kind of gives a coral effect. I have destashed some of these pens as well, but there are a lot that I just haven't been able to get rid of. They used to do some Etsy drops that were kind of fast fingers drops, but I think they've primarily moved to doing kind of random number generator right to buy in their Facebook group. This one made me think of buttered popcorn. A lot of times when I'm looking at buying pens now, I really truly am looking for what is unlike something that I already have in my collection. And so while there is a lot of there are a lot of common themes as far as color schemes and whatnot that you'll see, I really am trying to, you know, look for a little bit of variety. This resin has started to yellow as well. That clear resin, you can kind of see it. And then I did buy a mini pen from them. It's so little. It's itty bitty. I don't use this. This is not practical for me, but I just wanted to try, you know? I just thought, why not? I'll give it a try. And then next up, I have some pens that I just have actually, I think, kind of pairs of. So let me grab those. Oh, now these two are actually recent purchases that you may have seen in a small shop haul. These are from Chroma Pens. And I feel like they kind of put their shop on pause maybe for a little bit, and they recently kind of came back. I might have that incorrect though, but they were doing restocks again. And yeah, see this resin has started to yellow just a little bit. And look at the sheer amount of glitter. It's like a glitter bomb in that one. It's kind of a pretty honeycomb effect. Yes, those are all from Chroma Pens. And then I have some pens here from, these are from Pretty Baby Peachy Keen pens. This I love, 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 love. I think this is like a double or triple dyed wood for the hybrid. And then these are both. This is kind of like a longer one. Thought that that was a really interesting pen blank. I like the semi-transparent looks. They're really fun. And then these three pens are from House of Rainbows on Facebook. And of course, as the name might give away, we have some rainbows going on in here. And then I have these two pens. The rainbow one and then this. And then I have two pens here that are from Shimmering Canvases. And they actually also do diamond paintings, but I started out buying pens from them. Specifically this rainbow one, you can kind of pick a specific kind of rainbow pattern, and it's, you know, they dye it that way, which is really fun. And then I have a couple of pens here, which these are really fun. These are from, I believe, O'Brien, and they're dragon scale pens. There's this green one and this pink one, and you know what? I feel terrible. I'm blanking, but suddenly have a feeling that one of these may have been a gift, and so my deepest apologies if I am forgetting. But yeah, I love the dragon scale blanks so much. I love dragons, so those are especially fun. And then I have a few pens here from BFF Diamond Painting Pens. I haven't checked out their shop in a while. I really should. But you can pick the turning style, and they tend to be a little bit, you know, it's kind of, sometimes you can go with a really basic turning style if that's what you prefer, something a little bit simpler. But they do also have ones like this one, which, how fun is that for seasonal? And then, of course, an asymmetrical hybrid. Love it. And then these pens, I had forgotten about this shop when I was going back and double checking. These are from Pens by Maggie. And another shop, I don't know if they are still around, but really unique pens. This one kind of made me think of like Earth. This one like was kind of spiderwebby. And then these two are from Brewers, aka MTN Inspirations. I believe they changed their name all the way over to MTN. When I bought these both, I think they were known as Brewers. I love, love, love the opal inlay on this one. A lot of times, by the way, if you're getting a pen that has a little bit more detail to it like that, or an opal inlay, which can be really labor intensive, oftentimes those will end up being more expensive options, but you're getting really a beautiful work of art from that. I'm realizing that I have a lot of pens to go, and we're definitely going to run out of room. So forgive me, but I'm going to make some adjustments and maybe zoom you out just a little bit, because I'd love to be able to fit all these pens in frame if we can. So I'll be right back, and things will look a little bit different when I'm back. All right, well, I made some adjustments, but I'm pretty confident we're still going to run out of room, but that's okay. Next up, excuse me, I have some pens that are from Swampwood. And Swampwood has a relatively simple set of turning options and styles, but the rhinestones that they use to really kind of bling out the pens, I feel like just elevates it that much more. And I admit these are some of my, I feel like, jewels in my collection. These are ones that will tend to sell out quickly and that I have been collecting since before I think his shop became a little bit more well known. But he has been doing drops fairly regularly, and so if you're hoping to get your hands on one, I recommend following on Instagram. This one was a birthday gift from my friend Emma, and then I love this rose gold. There's kind of a variety of multi-placers you'll see in my pens, by the way. It really, I don't tend to care about what multi-placers are in them as we start. Look at those lime greens there. Because I just am going to swap them out for a thin metal multi-placer from, the ones from Diamond Art Clip are the ones I'm really gravitating towards. Very much a Christmas one here. And yeah, I love the details of the rhinestones that he puts in there. I think this was one of the first pens I got from him too. And a Halloween one as well. So that's all from Swampwood Pens. Now these pens that I'll be showing you next, these are from Lace and Lathe Works, and this is a shop I highly, highly recommend, especially if you are just starting out and looking at buying like your first hand-turned diamond painting pen, because these are really beautiful blanks, but they're also really, really budget-friendly. Some of the most budget-friendly pens out there, aside from ones you might get, you know, from Amazon or something like that, but you're still getting that hand-turned work of art to it. And this is one of those shops that does weekly blank drops on Facebook, and they also do occasionally do some Etsy restocks as well of already turned pens, but you can, if you shop on their Facebook page and their group, and you claim a pen, you get to pick what kind of turning style you want. And so, you know, you can try out some different ones, see what you like best, and then you can, you know, get that same one over again. This is one of their Halloween releases or fall releases, kind of candy corn-esque. There was another one. Yeah, this one was very candy corn-esque too. And I think this was my first pen from Lacen and remains one of my favorites in my collection. This was actually my most recent buy, so that's fun. First and last Lacen Lathe pen. And you know, I'll show you guys in just actually maybe I'll do it now. I'll show you guys the shop that was the very first shop that I purchased from, and I'll point out which were my very first hand-turned pens that I purchased. So these two pens were my very first hand-turned diamond painting pens purchased. These are from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop on Etsy, and I got one with the 3 bumps and one with the 4 bumps. And funnily enough, this blank actually is from Swampwood Designs, who I showed you just a little bit ago. They do, yeah, make their own pen blanks, but these are from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop, and I do have a lot of pens from the shop. I have destashed a lot of them because I find myself gravitating really towards more elaborate turning styles, and I like supporting a nice variety of small shops in the community. And yes, I did at one point have even more pens than you're going to see here. Or rather, I had pens that I have since destashed because, you know, tastes change over time and you kind of find yourself reaching for different styles or color schemes or whatnot. Ooh, don't go rolling. Don't go rolling. Yeah, this resin has yellowed quite a bit, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I also can't tell you whether or not any of these pen blanks are still in stock. You know, I think it's one of those things that they kind of they would go out of stock and then not. This is my first bloom blank that I ever purchased with flowers in it. I did at one point drop it. I can feel where I glued it back together. And I love a gold metallic. Nice rainbow pen too. I'm gonna run out of room. Have to get creative here. And then here, I'm just gonna, here we go. Just do 2 at a time, it'll be easier. And some, of course, pink florals. Even though I try to go for some variety, I still can't resist some of the same things I reach back for. These are some of my first like hybrids, like triple, where the wood is also dyed as well. Just these two. And these are the last two. Okay. Next, I have these two pens that are from Artful Acrylics on Facebook. I don't believe the shop is still open. This pen has developed a tackiness to it. I don't know if it's something with the finish, but I've tried wiping it down, and unfortunately it still remains kind of tacky. And so I just kind of keep it in a, when I'm not showing it like I am here, I keep it in a Ziploc bag, and I don't use it. I feel bad to throw it away. I always thought like, oh, maybe I'll try to seal it myself. I think that would kind of ruin it, but I'm not, really able to use it because it's real sticky to the touch. But these two are from Stylos de Caubois. These are beautiful. I love the candy cane of this so much. And kind of the rainbow feathers. I should check them out again. It's been a little while. These are both from a shop on Facebook called Delis or Dealies. I haven't seen them post or at least show up in my feed in a very long time, so I think that this shop may have closed its doors as well. That happens sometimes with small businesses. What can you do? These are from Panda's Crafty Content or Panda's Crafty Corner, and I believe I bought this one, and then they sent this one as a gift. This one has some like rose gold flakes in it. It's a really unique style of pen. It's very lightweight. And this is also just wood. It's very, very light. Those are really unique, unique pens. These are from Washi Pens on Facebook. This particular turning style doesn't really work as well for my hand, but some of their pens don't have kind of that really flared end, and so you can see what the turnings are when you go to enter your name. They do right to buy style, I believe, still. And then these are from Leopard Leatherworks. And they sent this one to me to share with you guys a little while back. And then I think I have just a couple more shops to share with you guys. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to make some space again, but let me get through the next one and we'll see. These next pens are from Lazy River Wood Turning. I have a fun variety of colors from this shop as well. This one I think was to go with A Summer with a Master's artwork. I have these. This shop is no longer open as far as pens go. If you're ever looking for pens though, I have seen pens from various shops show up in some of the D-Stash groups on Facebook actually. And so that can be a good place to look for hand-turned diamond painting pens at maybe a lower price point, or even potentially to look for pens that are from a shop that has closed its doors. This I think was to go with the Summer with the Master's kit as well. That's the last two from the shop. And I just have one more shop to share with you guys. I am gonna need some more space, so let me make just a little bit more room, zoom you out just a little bit more, and yeah, one last shop to share with you. Okay, that was so hard. So I think hopefully this next shop I'll be able to fit both here, and then I made a little space down the middle if we need to put some like sideways. So let's see what we could do here. The next shop I have to share with you is called Butterfly Effectwares, and I have been participating in and shopping from their weekly drops for a couple of years now. More than that, this was actually the first pen that I got from them, which is so fun. And actually kind of different than I feel like what you typically see them putting out now, but yeah, I have a large collection of Butterfly Effectwares pens. They do weekly drops and they sell out fast. They do like weekly dedicated colorways and whatnot, which is really fun. And they make some really fun and unique colorways, and a lot of times they do seasonal colorways too. And so as I'm kind of going through these, I'm curious to hear if you have any kind of standout favorites that you've seen, not just from the shop, but just in general and what I've shown you. I've been counting along as we go and keeping track and seeing how many pens are there. I have not been keeping track whatsoever. For a second I was like, is that Butterfly Effect Wares? Because I used to have a pen from Monarch Designs YEG that was very similar, but I think I gave that one away actually. Butterfly Effect Wares does a lot of different turning styles and thicknesses, and these are about all the regular. They do have mini pens, and they have large size, like thicker pens as well, but yeah, no, the regular ones are what I gravitate towards. I feel like I have about something for about every kind of diamond painting I have as far as color scheme and style and vibe goes. We're still going. There is still more. This one was a custom. Back when they did customs, they don't still do customs. But as far as these companies in general and what they have to offer, what price points are, the price points really are going to vary quite a lot. I pointed out to you earlier, like Lace and Lathe Works, which I find to be a pretty budget-friendly company, but some of these companies, especially the ones that have a lot more kind of complexity to them, I feel like, will have a price point that reflects that. I want to be completely clear that I'm not telling you that you should be, spending any particular dollar amount. And you don't even necessarily need to get a hand-turned diamond painting pen. Plenty of people really are perfectly happy with the basic pen that comes with a kit. I like this is one of my favorites, actually. Ooh, when we get to the end, should I try to pick out some of my favorite pens in my whole collection? That would be hard. Why did I just suggest subjecting myself to that? Oh well, I've said it now. How many should I try to narrow it down to? Maybe like top 5? Maybe I could narrow it down to 5. We're officially out of room and going into the middle here, but we're almost to the end. This one gives me kind of Starry Night vibes. And the last 2 pens in my collection, except for a few that I have in my Happy Mail pile that'll be unboxed in an upcoming small shop haul. Ooh-wee, that is really something to see all laid out. Wow. Okay, yeah, so this is my diamond painting pen collection. I think that it is bigger since the last time I did one, because while I did give away and destash a lot of pens that were in the last last pen collection video that I did. I have obviously bought a lot more since then. A lot of new shops have opened, and like I said earlier, I really do enjoy trying out new to me small shops. So let me take a look and see if I could narrow it down to, let me pick my top 5. Could I pick my top 5? Okay, so this one from Butterfly Effect Wares. This one from Swampwood. Where are you? This one from Black Wolf Woodworks. This one from Enabler's Outpost. Oops. And oh, that's not fair. I think I have to go with this one from Lace and Lathe Works. Okay. That's really funny though. Are you noticing a pattern? Yeah, no, I love the color pink. I love when there's some extra sparkle. This has got to be, I have to say these are my top 5. Now, that isn't to say that I don't need and love every single other pen in my collection. And I'm not at all trying to put down any small shops maybe I didn't just choose, but these are just ones, like some of these I have a sentimental attachment to, or just perfectly tick the boxes for me as far as what my personal taste is. But like I said, I really enjoy having a wide variety so that I can, match different kits and kind of themes and whatnot. So the next thing that I have to do is to count how many of these pens I have, but I'm not gonna make you sit here and listen to me count. I am just gonna step away and do that really quick, and I'll be back to tell you how close I was to my guess, which my guess was 160. I really don't know. I'll be right back. I literally cannot. If you've been keeping count as we've gone, were you just completely laughing your head off when I said, oh, my guess is 160? The grand total of pens that I have on the table right now is 232. So off significantly, but that is what it is. And I really do love this collection. I feel like it's a beautiful kind of representation, actually, in a way, of my journey of diamond painting. This is kind of one way that I see it kind of laid out in front of me. And I feel a lot of nostalgia and like sentimentality, especially when I look at some of these, pens that I bought very early on, or even ones that I look at and go, I remember kind of what phase of life I was in when I bought this pen. Oh, this was a really special pick me up at the time. I didn't necessarily want to, as we went through this, stop and talk about each and every pen and, what the circumstances were around buying it or my specific thoughts about that exact pen. Because if I would have done that, we would have been here for quite a while, and some of you probably would have loved that, but I just thought, let me just try a little more of a bird's eye kind of overview where you still get to see every pen, but you're not hearing me keep you here for hours. But I will say again that this is, I'm not telling you that you should have a collection like this at all. This is just something I really enjoy. It brings me a lot of joy, and it has some of the added bonuses of I get to support a lot of small shops. These are basically entirely small shops, things that have been handcrafted and hand turned by people that are just, supporting their families and part of the crafting community alongside of us. I do like that is a part of this collection here, and I do really enjoy matching my accessories with my diamond paintings. You would have heard me talk about that when I shared my tray collection last time, and so this makes me happy when I see it. So I hope that you enjoyed getting to go on a little journey through my pen stash. For those of you that have been really curious to see an updated one, I will link below to a playlist that I have put together of various stash videos that I've done over the years, if you're curious to go and take a look. I am thinking that my next stash video, which I have never done one of these before, and it has definitely been asked for as well, is my wax and putty stash. And with that, I really want to dive into a little bit more about, these are putties or waxes that I would recommend depending on if you're this kind of diamond painter, if this is the climate you live in. I feel like that can be maybe more of a hands-on sort of thing. Pens can be really subjective, kind of like I talked about as we went through it, where, whether you want a really thick pen or a specific turning style, that is very much going to depend on, your physiology, your anatomy, and how you like to actually hold a pen and diamond paint. So if you're looking for some starting points, like I said, some budget-friendly options include Lace and Lathe Works. Enablers Outpost runs sales pretty often as well, and Pen Pal, Diamond Pen Pal runs some sales too. There really are some great options out there if you're just starting out and you're not totally sure where to start and you don't want to spend a lot of money, because I'm absolutely not going to tell you that you should be spending money that you don't want to or don't have on this craft. But hopefully this maybe introduced you to some new pen shops, even if you're a seasoned diamond painter and have some pens in your collection. I will try to have these all linked in the description box. If I run out of room, I will probably link it to a Google Doc or similar, because I want you to be able to shop as many of these shops as possible. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see lots of diamond painting videos. Stash videos I don't do a ton of. I prefer to do a lot of, reviews and unboxings and maybe some tutorials and weekly weapon chats. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, I would love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I hope you have a really wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.